Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here with my good friend Joe Leon, who currently serves as head of sales for the Americas for Silversea Cruises. Now, Joe has been leading his lead Silversea sales team, working with the national accounts and strategic partners, as well as area sales directors, inside sales, and business development teams to ensure that all of you folks out there, all your travel partners, your needs and requests are met. And Joe is a South Florida native, and he brings over 29 years of travel experience. Is that right, Joe? My God, we're working on both the travel agency side as well as the supplier side. And of course, he knows everything about luxury cruises, and he has been with Silversea for the last 7 years. And today, we're really going to focus in on one particular product that's a very popular one for Silverseas. It's the Galapagos product. Joe, can you tell us a little bit about the Silversea's Galapagos product and how long you've offered it?
Yeah, we've been sailing now, James. First of all, thank you for having me on. I'm excited to make my Insider Travel Report debut here with you today, and especially talking about the Galapagos.
We won't beat you up too much, so don't worry about
it. I trust you, bud. So we've been sailing to the Galapagos now for over 10 years, and it's given us a really great understanding of the destination, really making meaningful connections with the locals, understanding the uniqueness of that destination, and really helping us to also sustain and through their efforts of conservation, which I'm sure we'll talk a little bit
Yeah.
about in this interview later. But really exciting. We offer 2 itineraries to the Galapagos, and it's one of those magical places where you have the opportunity to really step ashore and see islands and see a part of the world that's nearly untouched from when she was first discovered many hundred years ago. So really exciting and unique destination that we offer through our portfolio.
Now, Joe, who is the right customer for the Galapagos aboard Silversea?
You know, it's a person, the bucket list enthusiast, I'd like to think of, the traveler who's seeking these really authentic experiences, looking to go outside of the exploration of the iconic cities around the world. And also, we believe customers that are new to cruise, people who would never have considered cruise as a vacation, taking them to a destination where its best way to see it is through a cruise. You lose very little time as you transit between the islands. As you know, we position the ship overnight, and so giving you the opportunity to wake up every day in a brand new landing site, a new destination within the archipelago, and a new adventure that awaits for you ashore. But beyond that, you know that our customers traditionally sophisticated, well-educated, affluent traveler over the age of 55, and we span generations from the silent generation to the baby boomer to the Gen Xer and the millennial, particularly in this generation, in this destination. People that are looking to interact with the wildlife, but also explore new cultures and get really unique culinary experiences ashore. And the Galapagos is one of those destinations that really offers you all of that in just one cruise.
Now, what are some of the key differences between Silversea and some of the other cruise lines that cruise to the Galapagos? There's a lot of product down there, but Silversea is different. So what are those differences?
Yeah, thank you for asking that, because there are some very key differences. And mainly with the amount of expedition leaders that we have on board, we have the highest ratio of expedition leaders to passengers in the Galapagos. We also have the highest number of Zodiacs on board the ship, which means that your relationship and your interaction with your naturalists is on a much more personal level, and you're traveling ashore with much smaller groups. Now, James, you take those two things and you add to it the 30 years of delivering exceptional luxury experiences at sea. We're the only true luxury operator in the destination. And so we really believe that those 3 key differentiators make us the best and only choice for sailing the Galapagos.
Absolutely. And we have been there and we know that very well. Now let's talk. I know that last year you had, you got a great experience. You got a chance to go travel to the Galapagos with your family. So you know pretty much all about it. What can you tell our travel advisors about your experience?
First thing I want to say to all of them is get out there and see it yourselves. Get your customers out there to see it yourselves. Every day was a new experience. And every day we got to swim with sea turtles. We got to hike through these beautiful islands and in search of wildlife, whether it be the native iguana to, of course, the marine iguanas. Then we had the rare opportunity of seeing the elusive Galapagos hawk. We had a sighting of the albatross, and then, of course, all the booby species and the beautiful bird species
Oh
that are
yeah.
so well known for the Galapagos Islands. But truly a magical experience. Swimming with a sea lion in the wild is the neatest experience I have ever had abroad. And I've been fortunate enough to travel to some really great destinations, as you have, and interact with cultures and see wildlife, but never anything like this. Truly undisturbed. The wildlife there is so unafraid of our presence, and we're just part of the ecosystem and part of the landscape, which makes those encounters much closer than what you would find in any other destination.
No, I totally agree. And I have done it myself. And swimming with the sea lions and seeing all the wildlife is just truly an amazing experience that you can't duplicate, especially when you have your family there and the kids are going to enjoy it. Everybody's going to enjoy it a lot, right?
That's right. Unforgettable for everyone, for sure.
Now, let's talk about those itineraries. You have two itineraries. Talk about the different ones. I think there's a western itinerary and a northern itinerary.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. We have a Western and a Northern. And one of the things that we wanted to do in recent years was enhance both of those offerings. We think that there are some key experiences that go along with visiting the Galapagos. Number one, everyone wants to swim with a sea turtle. Everyone wants to swim with the Galapagos penguin. And most of us are interested in seeing the endemic species of birds that the islands have become so famous for having. And what you find on the Western itinerary is a little bit more on the marine side. More opportunity to snorkel, but still visiting 4 key islands on the in the archipelago: the island of Isabella, Fernandina, Florina, and Bartolome, which give you an opportunity to see some of those great bird species, but also the marine encounters that you go to the Western itineraries for. On the northern side, we always felt that was more of our birders itinerary, right?
Right.
This is where you go to find those big bird colonies that the Galapagos is so famous for. But by also introducing places like Fernandina and Isabella into this itinerary, we've now given that group of passengers the opportunity to swim with the green sea turtles and to go and see the Galapagos penguin in the wild, swim with the penguins. I mean, what a great experience. I keep telling my kids, you got to swim with a penguin and live to tell about it. Right? Because it's the most northern species of penguin that we find. It's the only penguin that we find in the northern hemisphere, and really unique opportunity.
Well, again, you talked about the birds. When you're walking through the birds, they're all around you. It's pretty amazing. They don't really care. They're just right next to you. It's the blue-footed boobies and the red-footed boobies, and they're busy doing their thing. And you really have to, you have to just be there to understand how they don't care. You're just part of the species as long as you're not going to bother them, right?
That's it. You're just part of the landscape, and that's what makes this destination so unique. The only other destination I could think of that comes close to this would be a stop in Antarctica.
Right.
But the wildlife here is so abundant. I mean, it really is. Right when you arrive in San Cristobal, just before you board the ship, you're going to board in your Zodiacs, and right from there, you'll see the Sally Lightfoot crabs, you'll see the marine iguanas, you'll see dozens and dozens of sea lions in the harbor. And your experience starts as soon as you step off of your aircraft. It's really remarkable.
No, it's an amazing trip. Now let's talk a little bit about now. Silversea says really it's all about traveling deeper. How is cruising to the Galapagos going to really enrich the lives of travel advisors who go, if those who get a chance to go, and of course they're going to sell their clients on this. So how does it enrich their lives?
Yeah. So first off, the fascinating aspects of the region are really brought to life by our advanced lectures and our team of expert guides that you find on board our ships. And really, when you sail on an expedition cruise, it is a very much a learning experience as much as it is an exploration. And really listening to our lecturers, understanding what it is you're going to see the next day, and how we plan and set the table for our customers and our guests to be aware of what they're going to see the next day. So to really just take them through this learning journey throughout all days of the 7-day journey. And of course, these experts accompany you ashore. So not only will they be there to explain the itinerary the night before, they're going to experience it along with you. They're going to be there to explain all of it, from the rock formations to the volcanic formations to the origins of the species. If it's known, much of it is unknown. There's still much debate and theory on how the giant tortoise ended up in the Galapagos. And so interesting to learn so much about such a small area of the world that's so diverse. And even learning the different species as how diversified they are between the islands themselves. There's a certain species of giant tortoise on one island that didn't evolve the same as the other giant tortoise on the other islands, and really fascinating.
These guys know everything. I mean, they're so enthusiastic, and you're kind of your camp counselors who have degree PhDs, right?
That's exactly right. And when you're traveling the shore with just 10 people to one naturalist, we give you these great headphones. They're on a microphone. Their guidance and their lectures coming through these headphones, so that you can have a clear explanation of what you're seeing. And of course, the 1 to 10 passengers, then having 10 passengers max on our Zodiacs makes these really intimate groups, gives you the opportunity to interact with your guides, ask questions, and we also have a photographer that goes along to capture your experience for you throughout the week.
Yeah, no, because you mentioned earlier that you have more Zodiacs, so that makes it really intimate groups going into the islands, and the experts go right there, and you really get close to the action, right?
That's exactly right. And really, that interaction with these naturalists is such a big part of the experience. And we're so fortunate to have the professionals that we have on board.
Yeah, and then you get to go on hikes all the way through and see all these birds up close. It's really fascinating, and they'll tell you all about Charles Darwin and all the evolution of these different species, right?
That's exactly right. And you'll take long hikes to go see. We'll go on search for the land iguana. The marine iguanas are really easy to spot. They're on all the rocks as you pull into any one of these little islands, and we'll take you on these hikes. These are daily hikes. You go with our naturalist, and we'll take you up to go find the red-footed boobies, to find the colony of blue-footed boobies, in search of the Galapagos hawk, which was an amazing experience for me. I got to see one. He actually had a fresh kill, and was enjoying his dinner as we all came up on him. But again, really so unafraid of our presence that it was so unique to see a wild animal in its natural habitat without any hesitation of its surroundings or concerns for them. It's really incredible.
Yeah, and then beyond the Zodiacs, you also have kayaks. You can go out and do kayak and just sort of row around, Darwin's Bay or around the islands. That's another way to experience it, right?
That's exactly right. We have 8 double kayaks on board. We'll do at least 3, if not 4 kayaking excursions throughout the week. So opportunity for most of our customers to sign up. And these are guided kayak tours. You will have your naturalists with you in lead kayak. And, nature is really this experience. This is what this experience is all about. So when you're out there, make sure that you are constantly looking in the water for playful sea lions, for the sighting of a penguin, or of course the marine turtles that are always in the area.
Now, one of the great things, though, is that you'll hear as you're guided around, but also on the ship every day. I know I've experienced this with you. You go to base camp, and let's talk about base camp and what you hear different lectures every day, both every evening, really. And these guys are great, and they tell you what you're going to experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think base camp is the jewel of the ship. It really is. It's where you start your day. It's where you start your voyage. It connects right to our marina. So for those of your listeners that don't know, the Silver Origin never is alongside. We take all of our provisions while we're anchored or we're stationed through our dynamic propulsion system. We take all of our fuel that way, and that's how we receive and disembark our passengers. And so she is never alongside, and base camp is that connection. So when you arrive in your marina, you'll go through the sliding glass doors out into base camp. Here is where you're going to make, you will find your I guess, purser is what you would call them on other
Right.
ships. Not really a purser on this ship, but also where we would find the expedition team throughout the day in case you had any questions or you wanted to interact with them outside of the touring spots. Base camp has also been built to be an educational experience. And what we have there is this massive interactive digital wall, and it's got a control podium. And through here, you can select the islands that you want to learn about. And you have everything in here from videos to scientific presentations and explanations of the species, both the floral and the fauna that you'll find in each one of these islands. It does a great job of explaining what makes this island unique from the islands we had just visited. And so a lot of opportunity for education throughout. And also in base camp, we've worked with the Royal Geographical Society of London to have these museum style cases where we house replicas of Sir Darwin's explorations. We have some original publications from the 1800s
Wow.
of Charles Darwin in the display cases. So opportunities throughout base camp to continue your learning experience and your learning journey.
Yeah, it sounds like you walk away with a great education, but it's a lot of fun too. So now obviously you're in a destination that is really, very sensitive. How is Silversea protecting the Galapagos?
Yeah, so I think the introduction of the origin was a key play in that, where she has many features that she was built in with to make sure that conservation and preservation of this ecosystem is at the forefront of what we do in this destination. And so she burns LNG. She is much more energy efficient than what the highest standards are at sea today. All suites feature a freshwater purification system, which allows us to significantly reduce the usage of plastics on board. We're not quite to a place where we're at zero plastics, but we're certainly working towards that solution. We give everyone a stainless steel water bottle to make sure that that you can fill that in your suite. There's also water filling stations throughout to make sure that our customers stay hydrated, but also aren't bringing any plastics ashore. And then, of course, the state-of-the-art technology that the ship was built with her dynamic positioning system, her propulsion system, which allows us to avoid dropping anchor wherever possible. So we do have to drop anchor from time to time, but that dynamic system really allows us to do that less frequent and protect that very important and fragile seabed that we normally anchor to.
Absolutely. Well, it is important to have a ship that can do all that. Now, you also are supporting Galapagos in another way. There's I believe it's called the Silversea Fund for the Galapagos. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Silversea Fund for the Galapagos, it's really dedicated to safeguarding the archipelago through educational projects. The fund is part of our commitment to keeping the islands pristine. We want many generations to come and explore there. We certainly have plans to be visiting those islands for many, many years to come. And it really continues to preserve that destination, allowing us to visit it without being noticed by the wildlife. And through education is the best way to encourage conservation from our youth and really giving back to the educational programs and projects in the islands to make sure that the locals stay as engaged and as passionate about conservation today or tomorrow as the entire community is about it today.
Absolutely, and it is that important. Now, these are incredible sailings, incredible cruises, but you also offer some pre and post voyage experiences that are pretty amazing too. Talk a little bit about those, if you win.
Yeah, that we do. So we have pre and post land packages. We have one that's the Incan Adventure, which is a 5-night trip from Lima. You'll board the legendary Hiram Bingham train. You'll head up to Machu Picchu, and then, of course, stay at the famed Sanctuary Lodge. We also have an option to do a 5-night in Quito, where there's a train ride around the world's highest active volcano and have an opportunity to discover that area and the national parks that surround it. And there's also a 6-night from Baltra or San Cristobal direct. We fly you into Lima, It's the lost city of the Incas. So you have an opportunity to go up and explore the highest lake in the world, which we know is Lake Titicaca, and have an opportunity to spend 6 nights in that region and explore more. So you can do more than just your 7 night stay. You can expand that. And by the way, Silversea is more than just a 7 night option, right, James? As you know, we're all inclusive. So not only do we include airfare, but in the Galapagos is one of those destinations where we've enhanced your stay by including 2 nights at the JW Marriott in Quito. So you'll have a full day of exploration at least, even if your flight gets in a little late on Thursday. Friday, you'll have all day to explore before flying early morning into the islands to board the beautiful Silver Origin and starting that exploration of the islands from there. But it's a 9-night package that you see when we advertise through any of our collateral and assets. And please know, for your viewers out there, this is an all-inclusive product. So we not only include the air, the hotel transfers, and then, of course, the inter-island flights. All of that is taken care of, so your customers can take this seamless travel and really just focus on what they're going to see and how they're going to explore.
No, and Quito is an amazing city too, and it's where you can go stand on the equator. So
that's right.
That's one of those great places. Everyone wants to go do that. In fact, there are two places, but I won't get into that. There's a little debate about where there's the official and the unofficial, but it's really a great place. And Quito itself is one of the highest cities in the world. It's beautiful. So that itself. So you're talking about basically all these other experiences on top of Galapagos, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's not just a cruise. You can expand that onto land and really make this about a 2-week vacation if you wanted to go and extend your time there.
Now, I also understand you have some great holiday cruises to the Galapagos. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
We do. And we talked about my family vacation last year. I had the privilege of sailing on our New Year's cruise. And this year we're doing, again, 2 unique holiday voyages. Our standard offering in the Galapagos is a 7-day voyage. Mm-hmm. Well, this year, December 16th, for our Christmas holidays, we're going to have an 11-day cruise. So giving your customers an opportunity to do an extended voyage there. Will also come with a 2-night package at the JW. So now that's a 13-night vacation. And for the New Year's cruise, it starts December 27th. That's a 10-day cruise around the archipelago. Again, plus the 2 nights at the JW Marriott. This is the way to see the Galapagos. I am so fortunate that I got to get there for the 10 days because although you see everything you want to see in the 7-night route, you just don't want to leave. You never want to leave. And so, I can never get tired of swimming with sea lions and swimming with sea turtles and exploring new islands. And I felt that this 10-day itinerary for us was really perfect. And a great way for us to do. So please, I encourage your viewers all, call your families, call your multi-generational families, let them know that if they're looking for memorable experiences, if they're looking for an unforgettable way to spend time with family, go on the Galapagos during the holidays.
New Year's in the Galapagos sounds like a good deal to me.
Oh yeah.
Now I understand you also have some other offers that are out there right now. Talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, so we offer our door-to-door experiences. We feel we're the only all-included luxury line out there where we have this door-to-door. We pick you up in your home in a private car, as long as you're flying within a 50-mile radius. Your airport's within a 50-mile radius of your home. We'll have a private car and driver pick you up. We've got the economy flights included to the islands. Once you arrive, we'll pick you up. We'll take you to the JW Marriott where you'll stay in comfort before boarding your inter-island flight to the islands, and then you'll sail there for 7 days. But this is truly an all-inclusive experience. There's very few places to spend money on board. We've got a spa, of course, on board, and there's an upgraded wine list. But outside of that, everything is included, including premium spirits, gratuities, Wi-Fi. Truly an opportunity for your customers to pay one price 4 months before they board, and now they just go and explore the way they see it.
No, that's great. It's a great deal. Now, I assume you have a brochure, Galapagos brochure, and where can we find that?
We definitely have a Galapagos brochure. Your viewers can find that at my.silversea.com. If you're not familiar with that website, please log on and make sure that you activate your profile. Here you're going to find not only our brochure and how to order our different collaterals, not just for the Galapagos, but for the many 900 destinations that we visit throughout our portfolio. You also have opportunity here to grab our videos and create marketing alerts and marketing assets for yourselves, even HTML files for emails. And then of course you'll be able to find on there our reduced sailing list for our travel partners to come and enjoy our experiences as well. So there's a lot of information for you. my.silversea.com. Through this portal, you will be able to access the Marketing Central portal, which will give you access to all of that creative material that I just discussed, like flyers, HTML, email files, and all of our videos. Our marketing team has done an amazing job of putting together what I feel are best-in-class videos in this market. And so we encourage you to go there. But of course, for more information, I encourage all of your viewers to contact their area sales director or call our inside sales team at 1-800-722-9955. We're always here to support you, and we're excited to welcome you and your customers to this beautiful destination.
Well, Joe, I want to thank you for taking the time to fill us in on Galapagos. It's an amazing destination. I'm glad you had a chance to experience it. I've been lucky enough to be there too, and it really is a great place for all you travel advisors out there and your clients to really. And Silversea does an amazing job, as you said, not just with the Galapagos, with extended trips all over the place, and it's all included. It really is a great destination. So Joe, again, thank you so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you. I'm sure we'll see each other soon at some event very soon. But again, maybe we should go on to Galapagos again together. That sounds good.
James, I'm up for that. I could float the idea anytime you like. So you let me know the dates that work for you. I'm sure we could try and make that happen. I don't know if we'll get it done, but we could try.
Okay, sounds good, Joe.
We'll see. All right, my friend. Thank you again for the opportunity. To your viewers out there, thank you for listening, and we hope to welcome your customers to the Galapagos soon. Thanks again.
And I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.